Why Lewanika collaborated with the British? Lewanika wanted to safeguard his position and kingdom. He wanted protection from local enemies, particularly the Shisheke chiefs. He needed protection from his external enemies, the Ndembele. He was influenced by the missionaries like Franco's Coiland to seek British protection. Lewanika was encouraged by his friend Chief Kama of the Ngwato to collaborate. He wanted to promote trade between the Lonzi and the British. Lewanika was threatened by the British, the Boers, and the Germans. Treaties that Lewanika signed with the British: the treaty with the British citizen, the treaty with British citizen Harry War in 1889, the Rochna Treaty, that is in 1890, the Lowley Treaty, 1898, the Cordon Treaty, 1900. Terms of the Treaty of 1900 between Lewanika and the British, that is the Corridon Treaty. The British government would be responsible for the administration of the Bolonzi. Lewanika would only receive 850 sterling pounds a year as his stipend. Traditional Lonzi rights over game, iron working, and tree cutting for canoe building were guaranteed. The British South African Company was allowed to acquire land on the Batoka Plateau. Lewanika was made paramount chief of the Lonzi. Lewanika was to stop slavery and witchcraft in his area. Results of the Lewanika's collaboration with the British: the Lonzi lost their independence. Lewanika was made a paramount chief of the Lonzi. Lewanika secured protection from his enemies, that is the Ndembele and European powers such as the Germans and the Portuguese. The Lonzi benefited from the missionary work as they got Western education and medical services. The Lonzi increased their trade with the British as they acquired foreign goods. The British subjected the Lonzi to the economic exploitation through land alienation, forced labor, and taxation. Why the Baganda collaborated with the British between 1875 and 1900. Kabaka Mutesa I wanted to safeguard his position and independence of the kingdom. The Kabaka wanted protection against Mukama of Bunyoro, who was a threat to his position and trade. He wanted protection against Kendive, Ishmael of Egypt, who wanted to extend his territory into Buganda. The Kabaka wanted his people to acquire Western education, medicine, and other material benefits from the missionaries to counteract the traditionalists and Muslims who were a threat to his position. He wanted to trade with the Europeans to get their goods, especially guns. The Kabaka wanted military support from the powerful Europeans. The terms of the Baganda Agreement in 1900. Half of the land in Buganda became crown land. The other half was given to the Kabaka, his ministers, and his chiefs. A hard tax of 3 rupees was to be collected by the chiefs to provide revenue and salaries for the Kabaka and his officials. Buganda was expanded to include the 10 sazas, that is the 10 counties she acquired from the Bunyoro. Buganda became a province within the protectorate, though it had its ruler. The Kabaka powers were reduced. Impact of the Baganda Agreement. The agreement gave Buganda central position within the protectorate. The power of the Kabaka and clan heads on issues of government and land was reduced. The chiefs benefited from land on a freehold basis. The Kabaka had a privilege to be consulted before any new taxes were imposed in Buganda. The annexation of the 10 counties from Bunyoro to Buganda created hostility between the two kingdoms. The British later used Baganda's Christians to extend their policy of indirect rule of other regions in Uganda. Apollo Kangwa, the Katikiro, helped the British to implement the rule in Uganda. The agreement led to the conquest of the Buganda and the rest of present-day Uganda. Thanks a lot for subscribing and listening to me. God bless you.